So, guys, I've been looking forward to this one. I love all of our clients. Some clients I have a little soft spot for, though, and some companies we work for. And Stax right here, Dylan, one of the co-founders here, is of course one of them. So I wanted to hop on, ask him about the experience with us over here, and really just talk about their business some more. And if you guys need any tax help, any financial strategy help, these are the guys, by the way, too. So I'm going to drop all their info down below, but I'll kind of let Dylan give the overview about what they do over there at STAXX.
Well, first off, I am honored to be on the favorite clients list or the short list for that. Appreciate that. Yeah, what we like, just explain what we do high level.
Yep.
Yeah, in a nutshell, I would say we provide businesses with a fractional accounting and finance team. So we give them a dedicated staff accountant, senior accountant, fractional CFO, tax accountant, client success rep. We basically install that department into their business to handle a lot of the core financial functions. So at a high level, it's the bookkeeping, it's the fractional CFO services, so the monthly report, the monthly strategy, the forecasting, just helping with their decision making on the finance side, and then quarterly tax planning, and we file their business tax return for them. And with all that, we guarantee a 24-hour less response time, which if you're not in our industry, that might sound kind of strange, but our industry is notorious for poor client care, poor response times. The bar's kind of on the floor in our industry for that. So it's a part, where we like to stand out. It's, the client care and responsiveness. So high level, that's what we do. Usually for companies, I'm doing at least $1 million a year in revenue. Most of our clients are somewhere in that 1 to 20, 1 to 30 range. So yeah.
Yeah, as much as we tried to shake that angle for a while, the is your accountant disappearing right when you need him the most? We tried to shake that. If you guys have seen any of their ads, that one for a while has been the winner. We're starting to get some other winners in the account, which are pretty good, but that one time and time again was just beating it like crazy.
Yeah, just a consistent pain, whether it's the bookkeeper, whether it's the tax person. Um, Very, very common pain in our industry where, yeah, people are tired of it. They want to be able to talk to someone more than once a year. Or when they do have a question pop up, just have access to the person. And we could go down a big, long rabbit hole around that. There's a lot of people that charge time and material where you call your accountant and they'll send you a $200 bill after calling them. We just didn't want it to feel that way. Like if you have a question, we want you to hit us up because that's where we can provide the value and help out. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I think we started back in like right before tax season. I'm pretty sure. I think it was like March or so. I know we did like a
Yeah.
manual build for you guys and rolled into done for you and everything.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I guess overall, how's process been? What's it been like working with us? The full
Yeah.
transparent view.
The full transparent view is I could definitely make an argument for Evan and Cam as well, just the whole crew there. I would probably say they're our best vendor that we work with. And full transparency, Evan and I are friends even outside of business a little bit. But purely from a business perspective, I don't think we have a vendor that does it better than what Evan and his team do in terms of the service delivery, the expertise, the client care, really soup to nuts. They're consistently going above and beyond. There's been times where I've sent requests and I'm like, yo, I'm not even sure if this is like in the scope of work. So like if I ever ask for something that, I need to do myself, like just let me know. But every time they've been like, yep, we got it. We'll handle it. And I can't say enough good things, to be honest. I think in a lot of ways, like even we try to replicate a lot of like the experience you guys give where, we were working with, we started running paid ads, I think October of 24, solo, like me and Alex doing it together on our own. I think maybe like December or January, we started running paid ads with a different agency that was a little more geared towards, specifically accountants and CFOs through a mutual connection. We're like, okay, like let's give this a run. And, it was a little bit better than us doing it ourselves, but not by much. And as people, I like them. They're good dudes. But like once we even just did the one setup project with you to do the funnel build out, it was just like there's clearly like a massive jump in expertise here. And it felt financially irresponsible to not be working with you. And that's been clear in the performance and the growth of our business as well, right? Like the amount of time recapture, the expertise, like I could ramble on and on about it, but there was just a very clear jump from agency one to somewhere online and Evan's stuff. And a significant jump in price too. Like Evan services are not cheap, but it's like a massive get what you pay for moment if you are searching for a marketing agency. I feel like there's, in a lot of ways, just like accounting, just like SEO, paid ad agencies, a lot of people have been burned because there's a ton of pretenders in the space. Evan and Somewhere Online is not one of the pretenders in the space, truly experts in their fields. And we trust them immensely with our stuff. I haven't been in the ad account in months. I was just joking with Evan about that. Literally, I haven't even opened it in months because I know that they have it handled, which is great because it allows me to sit deeper and further into my seat as I'm kind of transitioning into more of a sales manager role. I'm not having to worry about going in and shutting a campaign off, or when do I ramp spend, or do I need to launch new creatives? Like, that's just completely handled, and handled at a really high level. So yeah, I could keep rambling, but hopefully that, sums it up. Out of all the vendors, he's easily top 3. And I personally would probably put him at number 1. I don't know what Alex would say, but
We'll think get Alex on next time.
Yeah, we'll throw Alex on here.
Once we snap the next big old revenue tier and keep scaling the spend, we'll bring on Alex, who is also a beast in his own right.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, so appreciate the words too, but what's the next step for STAXX? What do you guys got going on? And we've been talking about a lot of the revenue thresholds we want to hit and snap by end of year, but now you're stepping more into that sales role, which that was kind of an interesting thing we had earlier in the, I think like halfway through the engagement when we started, and now like the sales shifts in between. Now you guys are bringing on some people, of course. Have shout out to David on the consulting side over there. So but
David would be that other, top 2. Like when I think of our best and most, the vendors that have had the biggest impact on our growth, outside of what we've done on our own, definitely you and David. Like having, the sales coaching on one end and, the marketing expertise on the other end, it really just, it pays for itself 10 times over. Seriously. Very, very impactful purchases and people that we've worked with. And like I said, we're friends. We're all friends. So it's just fun. It doesn't even feel like work a lot of the time. It's just like we're all running it up together, which is really fun. Where we're trying to go next. Yeah, my whole theme this year has like really been like, the first half of the year, we dialed in some processes. We went to it from a 1-call close in January to a 2-call close, improved performance. We changed kind of the payment cadence a few months ago. All of a sudden we have record months in July and August. I think partially as a result of that, just increased the sales velocity, making a little switch. We improved our audit decks that we present. Now, like second half of the year, the theme for us has really just been focus, like do more, do better. Like, let's not try to change too much at one time. Because I think it's every business owner's, kryptonite's that itch to just test something or change something where, dude, it's working now. Like, let's pour gas on it. Let's grow it. For me, it has been, moving from being kind of the full-time sales rep. I'm pretty much directly responsible for probably more 98% of the company's revenue through selling it. And I've been kind of the full-time sales rep for a long time, to where now it's okay. I'm now transitioning into sales coach and sales manager for the other reps that we have. We have 2, it's me plus 2 other people. We're bringing a third one on here in about 2 weeks. And then might even push to try and see if we can get a 4th by end of year, depending on how the 3rd one goes. So yeah, and that's been really exciting for me. Actually, one of my favorite parts of business, maybe you can relate as well, is it's like every time you get to a certain level, it's like a new skill set is required to move to the next level.
Yeah.
And it's so fun because it's like, well, shit, what kind of person do I have to become to get the business to where I want it to be? And for me right now, it is that transition from sales rep to now sales coach and sales manager, which is really exciting and fun for me. Because as a sales manager, a lot of it is like, what has me really excited is kind of that realization of like, oh, like I can be a great operator within the sales division of the company. Because I do love a lot of the operations side. I don't know how much me and you have talked about that actually, but I love hiring. I love the systems. I love one-on-ones with team members and pouring into them. Like, I really do enjoy that. I love coaching the sales reps that currently we have. I think it's so much fun. So just that realization of, oh, like I can still, but I love selling too. But it's like the realization of I can sell and be the sales manager and become a great operator within that piece of the business has me really excited. Because that's where it has to go. Yeah. We've talked about this too, very quickly. Like, the highest use of my time is training all of the reps and getting them ramped and competent, because if I have 4, 5, 6 reps that can sell, even at 80% of what I can sell, like, we still make more money. doing that when we're helping more people too, you know, which is great. So my whole thing right now is, yeah, how do I grow the sales team? Because sitting more into that sales manager role, working collaboratively with you on, you know, when we can ramp spend, when do we add the next closer, you know, making sure quality and show rates and calendar capacity is all where it needs to be to continue to scale spend. So yeah, that's kind of where I sit on like where we're going and what's going on in the company. You know, on the other side, on the fulfillment, we've really dialed in a lot of stuff on that side. We're exploring switching to an industry specific project management. That'll probably happen before the end of the year, and then bringing in more leadership. Because the company wide, there's like 24 of us, 23 of us. It'll be 25 within the next 2 weeks. But me and Alex still get pulled in a little too much. You know, we have someone that's our director of CFO services. By the end of the year, we'll have another person that's our director of accounting services, where, you know, we'll have two people that can have kind of final say power in each of our main divisions, which will be great. So high level, that's kind of what we got going on. Obviously, we want to run it up. I think, you know, January to February, our business doubled, and then from there, we've pretty close to doubling again. I think that could definitely happen by the end of the year, and then 2026 we're looking to double again. So it's fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you and your team are a big part of that for sure.
Yeah, we're excited to. It's going to be a good end of year. You know, even when we stepped in the account during tax season, it was, you know, crazy. Like cost per calls, you know, just so cheap at that point, and tense up and everything. And yeah, it's a different game once you step out of that arena, and we, you know, got it stable at that point. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to pour the gas on the fire. I know we were talking about some more
100%.
reps maybe during tax season and just scaling the spend up. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy is like before we were running paid ads, like last August, July, we weren't running paid ads. And you know, they were really slow months for us last August, last July. Like I think last August, or maybe last September, I'm pretty sure last August we signed like one client that month. And it was really slow.
Pure organic you're running, or just
Yeah,
like
no,
referrals?
it was no ads. It was referrals. It was like, you know, content and outbound, like cold DMs, cold LinkedIn, just like whatever we could get. A little bit of organic for sure. And, you know, we basically, as we started running paid ads, I was worried. I was like, man, like I wonder, like how are the ads going to do outside of tax season, because we only ran them Q4 and during tax season. And I was like, I really wonder what's going to happen. But then working with you guys, we had record months in July and August, like by a decent margin, record months, which is cool. So now as we head into Q4 together and we head into tax season, even further dialed, I'm very, very excited for what we might be able to turn out.
Yeah,
It'll be
me
a lot
too.
of fun.
Got a bunch of new ads on reserve, everything we need to really just scale
Mm.
into it. So it's gonna be a
Yeah, and man, that's been the nicest part too. Like my involvement for us to have like a really high functioning like marketing department per se. I kind of think of marketing and sales in the same, but they are slightly different. But like it's so minimal. Like I don't write any of the scripts. Like I'm not in the ads manager. I'm not like I help on the marketing by doing client success interviews, and like I'll send Evan, you know, thoughts and ideas and, you know, little things here and there. But for the most part, like the done for you, like it truly is done for you. Really, like they've just done a really, really awesome job for us. When it's time for new creatives, like I have a mile long Google Doc with all the hooks and bodies and everything ready to go. I just show up with a videographer and let it rip. And then we just launched new ones today. Before our call, I watched the new ones we launched, and it's like, dude, those are the freaking best ones we've done by a mile.
Oh yeah,
so
those
far.
have gotten like the quality level up has just been like up and up and up. So
Yeah, I'm
this is
like,
gonna
dang,
be
if those don't cook, I don't know what.
yeah,
So excited to see how those perform. But yeah, everything is just so low friction. They're quick. They're experts. Can't say enough good things about them. I definitely think we'll get to 1 million a month someday, working
hey,
together.
that's target.
Genuinely believe that. So I
Yeah,
don't know how long it'll take. We're going to try and compress that timeline as much as we responsibly can, but there's no doubt at the latest, you know, within the next 5 years, that's a reality, and probably sooner than that. That's like
oh, yeah, we'll
worst
get there
case.
soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
push to spend.
So yeah, just buy more ads.
Simply
Obviously.
spend more on ads. It's just we'll just double
Yeah.
it tomorrow. You're good.
But I can't say enough like how much these guys actually care about the success of the business, to the point where they do, constantly do stuff outside of what they really would be required to do for what you're paying them. And maybe I don't want to set that expectation for future clients or future buyers. That's just been my experience where, they are genuinely concerned with how I'm doing on the sales side. They're constantly asking what are we seeing on the sales? Is there anything I need help with on the sales? They've written, workflows more so related to the sales side than even the marketing side, for us, sending us SOPs on how to improve a bottleneck that we come across. They edit our client success videos and they give us thumbnails. Like that's, like they don't have to do that. They just do it because they know it helps drive results. And we're definitely seeing kind of the fruits of a lot of those labors, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, got to make paid work. Whatever we got to do, we'll get it done.
Whatever it takes, baby. $1 million a month. We're coming.
Exactly. There we go. But cool, man. Well, where can anybody reach you guys over? Obviously at STAXX, reach you personally and Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you need accounting help, these are the freaking guys. So also hit up Dylan's YouTube. I'm gonna say it now. He's gonna be getting some more YouTube content out there. So
yeah, I got quite a few client success videos on YouTube. I've also been doing videos with our team members. I have 2 different videos with our actual CFOs on our team that service our clients. Another video with one of our most senior accounting professionals who's a PhD in accounting, certified fraud examiner. I got some cool videos with the team. I need to make more like strategy videos for people. I'm getting there. Evan
the one with Eric is great. I like that one.
The one with Eric is
that was
really good. Like I have a video with a CFO where he goes through like 4 different examples of how he's actually helped our real clients here at STAXX. So you can kind of get a taste of, what we do and how we do it. But if you're trying to get a hold of me, obviously you can go through the beautiful funnel that Evan's made us. So that's just,
below, so.
Yeah, that'll be linked. It's just stax.pro. My email is just Dylan, Dylan, @stax.pro. My YouTube, I'm pretty sure, is Dylan.Hendrickson. Instagram is Dylan Hendrickson _. So if you search Dylan Hendrickson, it should pop up on any platform. We are super responsive, so hit us up anywhere. Happy to see if we can help. Most of our clients are online business, e-com, SaaS, agency, coaching consultants, home service, HVAC, plumbing, concrete, landscape, or healthcare. So like home health, med spas, dermatology, med clinics, that sort of stuff. So we're pretty industry agnostic, but that's where most of our clients fall into. So
sure. Hit him up, and if you search Dylan's name too, you might see that one highlight reel that Alex sent in the Slack channel the one day. That was killer.
That's hilarious. No, I'm definitely on Huddle too. You can go find the old, basketball and football stuff. So
awesome. Well, appreciate the time, sir.
Anytime. We'll do another one someday.
Yes,
we'll crack some record months, and we'll do another one.
Yeah, we'll pull in Alex. Maybe we'll get David on here too. Get the whole crew.
Yeah, that would be fun to do one with all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Appreciate it, sir.